5 as promised. Welcome to our concert. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. It really means a lot. Um, we're so glad that all of you are here. It's so good, like I said earlier, to see friends old, friends new, friends that I haven't met yet. Um, so thank you. Today's concert is kind of a mix of kind of some more experimental music and some more kind of classic saxophone and guitar music. It should be pretty short. I would guess that we're going to be done by like 1:40ish. Don't quote me on that. I haven't actually timed this, but it should be pretty short. We just really wanted to have an opportunity. I think I speak for Brian also when I say just have an opportunity to share some of the stuff that we've been working on. We've kind of been itching to work together. Obviously, this, as I keep kind of alluding to, this time has been really atypical, kind of devoid of performances, at least for me. So I'm really excited to share a lot of this with you all. There will be one piece where we might all perform together. Who knows? We'll see. And without further ado, Brian, you had some logistical stuff that you wanted to share.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, so, in this time beforehand, please have your cameras on, have your mics open and everything so we can chat. And as well as after the concert, we'll leave the Zoom up for a little while. When we are playing some of the videos, I will ask if you can mute yourself. That would be A plus. But then again, during one of the later pieces, we'll let you know, but we will ask you to unmute later if you feel so inclined. Um, we will be using this presentation for the majority of the concert. So if you want to go into the upper right hand corner and turn on gallery view, so that way you can see both the presentation and our gorgeous faces, that will probably be helpful. So that way you can see kind of both halves of that. Um, and then lastly, we are planning on recording this and documenting this so that way we can share it with folks who can't make it. If you don't want to be a part of that, feel free to either leave your camera off, or if you do want to have your camera on and participate but don't want to be shared in that final version, let us know and we'll stick a big smiley face emoji over your head, or gray out the whole window, or whatever you want, because we really want to make this a comfortable space for everyone to share and participate however you see fit. Um, all right, so with that, I think we are going to dive into our first piece then. Jonathan, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, our first piece is La Guitarra by Max Addae. Max is a senior at Oberlin, and I know he studies composition, and I think he studies something like computer science as well. Maybe give me a thumbs up if that's correct. Awesome. Okay, I got it. Max's piece it kind of combines both of those things. The elements of computer science with these elements of composition. I have a couple questions actually for Max. If maybe I'll ask you to unmute and you can.
Yeah,
Awesome, welcome. Is there anything in my bio that I missed
that
out
was
for
a
you?
great introduction. Yeah, you covered
Awesome, great.
all the bases. Yeah,
Awesome, great. So the first thing is, what was your impetus for writing this piece, or do you want to like describe the piece for us too? Like,
for
what is it?
sure. Yeah, so a little bit of background on like my personal like artistic journey. Before I even like became sort of a composer, I was definitely like a lot more rooted in like vocal music and like vocal studies, and like choral music and a cappella groups and things like that. And so I'm very accustomed to this idea of like text setting and text painting. I think naturally a lot of my inspiration for pieces comes from poetry because of that sort of background. And so with this piece, I was just thinking a lot about sort of new ways of text setting. And if there was a way to sort of transfer this idea of text setting and text painting to like non-vocal pieces. Um, so this piece, La Guitarra, is kind of an exploration of that kind of new text setting where instead of like a vocalist sort of performing the text, there was a typist who's like literally typing the text onto the screen on like a sort of sonified keyboard, meaning that like there's like a computer program that's written to sort of like map each key to like a sort of like pitch sound or some sort of like logistical part of the piece. Um, and the text comes from this poem called La Guitarra by Federico Garcia Lorca. It has a sort of repetitive structure, and this sort of this like recurring motif of like this guitar that is like weeping, and that this weeping is like constant and impossible to stop. Um, and so I want to sort of like represent that with sort of like a melodic motif in the guitar line. So sort of see this motif that is kind of like this sort of like lyrical, almost like sort of like a sigh in its contour, this da 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 da. It's very like And so that sort of contour is sort of meant to represent that sort of weeping motif. Um, and so it kind of like pairs that with this text that's being projected onto the screen. So you can sort of see the poem evolve alongside that motif that is also evolving throughout the piece. So yeah, that is sort of the short synopsis of what inspired the piece, what it's about, and yeah, yeah.
I had a couple other questions actually, but I think you answered them.
Oh, great.
So I guess without further ado, La Guitarra by Max
Awesome.
Addae.
Enjoy.
Thank you all so much. My goodness, thank you, thank you, and thank you, Max, for such a really incredible piece. Um, this next one that we're doing, that we wanted to share with y'all, um, is in the context of quarantining and being at home a lot more, got me thinking a lot about the different spaces that we inhabit and the things that we do in those spaces and the things that surround us in the homes in which we find ourselves, and really exploring how the things we do every day, typing on the computer and all the hobbies and the routines of eating, and how all of the different stuff we do kind of becomes its own world, and how it can be its own sort of ritual. And so this piece really is just diving into exploring that world of this duality between these things that are both very simple but also pretty special. Also, this is done by an extended group. It's not just Jonathan and I, but we also got Rose and Meg in on the music performance action as well. So a big thanks to them for participating in this. So these simple, oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting lots of people trying to join here. Okay. These simple, special things. Alrighty. Um, oh goodness, sorry. So as you can see, we're set up a little bit differently for this next piece, where we're going to be doing something live for y'all. Jonathan, cool. I see you are unmuted there. All right. So this next piece, I'm pretty excited about. It's a fun one. For those of y'all who have joined us for our previous concert, this is the first repeat that we're pretty excited to share with y'all. It's called Lots and Lots for Us to Do. It's by James Saunders. It originally, we came to this piece from a request that I made in one of these Facebook groups that has a bunch of new music people in it, and I was like, hey, anybody have any good suggestions for like fun experimental kind of theatrical works that we can do that would be good for a duo, and this is one of the ones that came out of it. Yeah, it's called Lots and Lots for Us to Do, because as you will see, there's lots and lots for us to do. Jonathan, you want to give us a start?
If I can just say one other thing about this. We performed this piece before kind of the pandemic hit, but one thing that we really thought about when trying to program this concert was what's something that we can like reliably perform live, right? And this is a piece where, as you'll find, the timing doesn't maybe matter as much as some of the other pieces. So this is one of two pieces today that we're performing live. Thank you for sticking with us so far. And without further ado, Brian, pitch 1. Pitch 2.
Pitch 1.
Pitch 1. Pitch 2.
Pitch 1.
Pitch 1.
Pitch 3. Pitch 3. Pitch 3.
Pitch 2. Pitch 3. Noise 1.
Pitch 1. Pitch 2.
1.
Noise 2.
Stop noise 1.
2. Noise 1.
1.
Noise 3.
Stop noise 2. Device 1.
Set an alarm for 1 second from now. Pitch 2. Pitch 3.
Pitch 2.
Pitch 3. Stop sound 2. Start sound 1. Or noise 1. Start noise 1.
Device 2.
Alexa, set a timer for 1 second.
1 second. Starting now.
Recording 1.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Pitch 2.
I'm not sure.
Stop
Device
noise
3.
3. Hey Portal, set an alarm for 15 seconds from now.
Okay, alarm set for 4:25 p.m.
Pitch 1.
Stop recording 1.
Pitch
Pitch
2.
1.
Pitch 1. Pitch 3. Pitch 1. Pitch 2. Pitch 3. Pitch 2. Pitch 2. Pitch 2. Pitch 2. Pitch 2. Pitch 2.
Noise 1.
Pitch 3. Pitch 2.
Recording 2. Recording 2 stop. Recording 1.
Pitch 2. Pitch 3. Pitch 3, stop. Pitch 4.
Stop recording. Noise 2. Stop noise 2. Noise 2. Pitch 2. Stop noise 2.
Pitch 4.
Hey, Portal, stop.
Stopping alarm.
All right. Nice job, Ryan. That was a lot for us to do. There. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So we the next piece that we're doing is by a composer who passed away a couple of years ago, Pauline Oliveros. And if you're not familiar with her stuff, her whole ethos is kind of about community music making and kind of doing away with the traditional notion of having to be like a traditionally conservatory trained musician to make music. So this piece is going to be, and we're on the wrong PowerPoint thing here. That's okay. But this piece is going to be hopefully performed by all of us. If you feel comfortable to turn on your camera and unmute yourself, please join us in this. If you don't, that's totally fine. It may be weird if only Brian and I are doing this, but hey, c'est la vie, right? So this piece is called Old Sound, New Sound, Borrowed Sound, Blue Sound, kind of like the a play on like the wedding thing, right? This piece, I'll just read the score for you as you can see it. Old sound, a sound that you remember from a long time ago. New sound, a sound that you have never made before. Borrowed sound, a sound that you borrow from someone else. Blue sound, a sound that is blue for you. First, listen inwardly to find your sound to be expressed vocally. Voice each kind of sound, old, new, borrowed, blue, from 1 to 3 times within a time frame of about 5 minutes. Pace yourself by listening to everyone and everything. Find a time for each of your sounds. Voice your sound just before, just after, or together with some other person's sound. The piece is finished when everyone has used all of his or her sounds, not more than 3 times each. So, the too long didn't read version. We're going to spend some time thinking about 4 different sounds: old sound, new sound, borrowed sound, blue sound. Whatever those mean to you. They could be words, they could be random vocalizations, they could be really whatever. The piece is going to start with the bell that Brian dinged to end the last piece. Brian, if you'll I don't know why I couldn't hear that. That's so weird. Oh no. Ah, yes. Okay, I'll keep going. The piece is going to start and end with Brian's bell, which you'll hear in just a moment. Wonderful, thank you.
There we go. I muted myself while I was moving my setup.
I
My
see.
apologies.
So actually, we'll go ahead, and if you feel comfortable to unmute yourself, Brian will maybe go ahead and ask you to unmute. Again, totally optional. Feel free to unmute or not. You know, this is really just kind of one of those strange things that we can all kind of do together and share it. And yeah. So once you have unmuted, Brian is going to say, Brian's basically going to count down from 3, and he's going to say his name. Just as a little practice, we're all going to say our name at the same time as Brian, if you feel like you are comfortable performing this piece with us. So without further ado, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. Idea is just to get loose, get comfortable, you know, get used to feeling the space, listen to the space around you, and then here on the count of 3, we're just going to start by introducing ourselves, and we'll just all say our names together. So 3, 2, 1, Brian.
Zach.
Jonathan.
Rita.
Wonderful.
Wow, what a lovely sound.
Great. So we're going to spend about a minute kind of just in silence thinking about the 4 kinds of sounds that you want to make. Brian's going to ding the bell, and we're just going to start by, once Brian dings the bell, and we'll just go until he feels like the piece is over. So you're kind of at Brian's will here. Without further ado, let's think about our sounds. Marsh.
On that September day.
Marsh.
Ding 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 ding. Oh, I see you.
Lugubrious.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
That was really nice.
And since we can all applaud now, since we're all in the
Good job. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank y'all so much for being willing and open to participating in that. It means a lot to us. Alrighty. So last number on the concert. Super excited to share this with y'all. And also, if while we're just logistical in preparation for us sharing the videos, if y'all want to go ahead and mute yourselves so we can hear Justice's piece as cleanly as possible. Justice, so I know you pretty well, and I feel like there are definitely a large number of people in the call here who know you pretty well. But for those of us who don't know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are, where you're joining us from right now, and just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Justice Phillips. I'm here in Austin right now. I've been living in Austin since I was, I don't know, like 10 or 11 years old. Sorry, it's my dog. But I went to McCallum to study guitar, then I went to UT to study guitar and composition. So, and that's where I know Brian from UT, obviously.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. And I was curious if you could tell us a little bit about this piece. Luna, the name of it, where that kind of comes from, what the piece means to you.
Yeah, for sure. So when you all approached me to write a piece, I needed some inspiration, and the closest thing to me obviously is my dog Luna. That's where the name comes from. She's right by me, which is why I keep looking around. She's kind of fidgety right now. But
not his dad, not his stepmom, not his cousins, aunts, or uncles, but Luna the dog.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's where the inspiration comes from.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. Yeah. And just as the final, anything else you want the audience to know about the piece?
I wanted it to be pretty upbeat, especially in the beginning, because my dog's pretty upbeat. She has a lot of energy, but throughout in the middle, it kind of slows down. It's a little dreamy. It's kind of how I describe it, but then it kind of picks up again at the end. So be on the lookout.
Can we at least see Miss Luna?
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Where are you, Luna? There she is. That's her.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And so without further ado, the world premiere of Justice Phillips's piece, Luna.
Yay!
My baby. My baby, yes.
Wonderful.
Absolutely
Wow.
beautiful.
Oh, Justice, yes.
That was great.
We love
That
you,
was very-
Justice.
Great job, Justice. Great job.
Yes.
Everyone was fantastic. We might be a little biased, but everyone was fantastic.
Thank you, Carla.
Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks you,
everyone.
Max.
That was gorgeous. It was just gorgeous. You must love your dog.
Yeah, after that, I really love Luna as well. Yeah, beautiful piece, Justice. Thank you for writing it. Thank you, Brian, for everything today. And thank you, everyone, for coming. It means so much that all of you are here. I feel so grateful to have you all here. We have these 4 events coming up, February 7th, February 21st, March 1st, and March 7th. We'd love to see you there if you feel so inclined. The links are on our website, sansduo.org, which is a really nice website that Brian just put together like in the last 2 days. If you feel free to stick around or feel free to hop off. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming to this kind of non-traditional concert. It really means so much to me. Brian, do you want to have
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Keep them coming. They're fantastic. Thank you.
Absolutely, that's the goal. That's what we're gonna try to. Thanks so much. Yeah.